Good morning, champions. Let me ask you something. How do you start your day? Do you wake up excited, ready to dominate? Or do you drag yourself out of bed already feeling behind? Because let me tell you something, how you start your morning is how you live your life. Success doesn't start at 9 a.m. when the world demands your attention. It starts in the first hour before anyone is watching. That's where momentum is built. That's where champions separate themselves from the rest. You want to build an unstoppable mindset? You want more energy, more focus, more success? Then it all starts before the sun comes up. Because the way you own your morning determines the way you own your destiny. The most successful people on the planet have one thing in common. They don't just wake up, they rise. They don't hit snooze. They don't check their phones first thing in the morning. They don't let the day control them. They take control. Own your mornings, own your life. Own your morning, own your life. Success is built in the early hours when the rest of the world is still asleep. Your morning isn't just the start of your day, it's the launch pad for who you become. Every action you take in those first few hours determines whether you're moving toward greatness or drifting into mediocrity. If you wake up reacting to emails, texts, and problems, you're already losing. But if you wake up in control, focused, and intentional, you set the tone for dominance. Champions don't stumble into success, they engineer it, starting the moment their feet hit the ground. Your morning routine is a non-negotiable. It's the anchor that keeps you disciplined, focused, and ahead of the pack. While others waste time, you build momentum. What you do before 7 a.m. will dictate what you achieve by 7 p.m. Own your morning and everything else falls into place. Wake up at 5 a.m., no snooze, no excuses. The alarm goes off. You have two choices, rise or retreat. Champions rise. The moment you hesitate, you lose control. Snoozing isn't just a delay, it's a message to your brain that comfort is more important than commitment. When you wake up at 5 a.m., you take back your power. It's not just about the extra time, it's about the psychology of winning. While the world is asleep, you're already ahead. The silence of the morning is where discipline is built, where the greatest ideas are born, and where momentum is created. This isn't about being a morning person, it's about training your body and mind to operate at their highest level. The most successful people didn't get there by chance, they got there by mastering their mornings. Wake up before the world demands your attention, or spend your life reacting instead of leading. Exercise to activate energy and momentum. Movement is life. The moment you get your body moving, you shift your entire state, physically, mentally, and emotionally. This isn't just about looking good, it's about feeling unstoppable. When you exercise first thing in the morning, you flood your body with oxygen, increase circulation, and supercharge your brain with endorphins. That morning workout isn't optional. It's the fuel that drives high performers to dominate their day. The difference between those who win and those who struggle isn't just mindset, it's energy. If you feel sluggish, unfocused, or unmotivated, it's because your body isn't primed for peak performance. The greatest minds, the most powerful leaders, the highest achievers, they all understand the connection between movement and momentum. They don't wait until they feel like it. They train their body to create unstoppable drive. Whether it's lifting, running, yoga, or a quick hit session, you move. Because when you move, you create power, you create focus, you create clarity. The moment you sweat, you wake up your nervous system, shake off any lingering fatigue, and ignite a fire inside you that carries through the entire day. Your physiology shapes your psychology. You can't expect to show up powerfully in your work, your relationships, or your mission if you start the day in a sluggish, half-awake state. Morning exercise isn't just about fitness, it's a power move. It's about setting the standard for the day. Are you going to attack it, or are you going to let it dictate your energy? Champions don't wait to feel good before taking action. They move first and the energy follows. Shower as a ritual reset for the day. Water isn't just cleansing for the body, it's cleansing for the mind. When you step into that shower after an intense workout, it's not just about hygiene, it's about ritualizing a moment of transformation. You're washing away the past, the doubts, the hesitation, and stepping into the next level version of yourself. Whether it's a cold shower to shock your system into peak alertness, or a warm one to ease into focus, this is where you mentally lock in for the day ahead. That water hitting your skin, it's a reset, a full body signal that you are ready to step up, to show up, and to execute at the highest level. You stand under that water and you breathe deeply. You feel the tension leave. You visualize yourself winning the day ahead. Every great performer has rituals. This is yours. It's not just about getting clean, it's about getting primed. You step out of that shower not as the same person who woke up, but as someone ready to conquer. Meditate to master your mind and focus. The world is loud, it's chaotic. The second you step out of bed, there's noise, texts, emails, notifications, demands. But before you let the outside world take control, you take control of your inner world. Meditation isn't about sitting in silence doing nothing. It's about conditioning your mind to operate with clarity, calm, and precision. Every top performer, every great leader, every champion in their field understands that mental mastery is the key to peak performance. You don't let thoughts of doubt, distraction, or negativity run the show. You train your brain to be a weapon. When you meditate, you step into the eye of the storm, where everything slows down and you gain total awareness of your thoughts, emotions, and energy. The difference between the average and the elite isn't just skill, it's focus. It's the ability to stay present, to shut out distractions, to control their state at any given moment. When you sit down to meditate, you're not wasting time. You're reclaiming your mind. You breathe deeply, and with every inhale, you fill your body with energy, with clarity, with power. With every exhale, you let go of stress, of hesitation, of anything that doesn't serve you. This is where you set the tone for your day, where you lock in your intention, where you decide exactly how you're going to show up in the world. You're not reactive. You're unstoppable. You visualize success, you feel gratitude, and you train your nervous system to operate from a place of power, not pressure. The world will throw challenges at you today, obstacles, distractions, unexpected problems. But because you took the time to meditate, because you took the time to command your mind, you won't just survive the day, you'll dominate it. Read daily, leaders or readers. Your mind is either growing or decaying. There is no in between. The most successful people in the world don't spend their mornings scrolling through social media, drowning in useless information. They feed their minds with wisdom, knowledge, and strategy. Reading isn't just about consuming words. It's about equipping yourself with tools to win. Every book, every page, every idea you absorb becomes a weapon in your arsenal. You are learning from the greatest minds, downloading decades of experience in minutes. The difference between those who succeed and those who struggle isn't luck, it's the quality of information they consume. If you're not reading, you're falling behind. While others waste time on distractions, you are sharpening your mind like a blade. You're learning how to think, how to lead, how to create solutions instead of problems. The brain is a muscle. If you don't train it, it weakens. And just like in the gym, growth doesn't happen by accident. You push yourself, you challenge yourself, you seek knowledge that forces you to level up. Every morning, you pick up a book, not because it's a nice habit, but because it's a non-negotiable for high performance. The most successful people didn't get there by chance. They got there because they committed to learning relentlessly. Every day, you read something that expands your perspective, sharpens your skills, and fuels your mission. Because in a world where most people settle for mediocrity, you choose to rise. Fuel your body with a high-performance breakfast. Your body is the machine that carries you through the day, and what you put into it determines how well it runs. High performers don't start their day with sugar, processed junk, or empty calories. They fuel up with foods that provide sustained energy, mental clarity, and peak physical performance. The goal isn't just to eat, it's to optimize. You need protein for muscle recovery and strength, healthy fats for brain function, and complex carbs to keep your energy steady. Every bite should serve a purpose. If you start your morning with garbage, you'll feel sluggish, unfocused, and drained before noon. But when you fuel your body like a high-performance machine, you set yourself up for hours of unstoppable energy, laser-sharp focus, and total vitality. The most successful people don't eat for pleasure alone. They eat for power. What you consume in the morning is a decision. Either you choose to energize yourself for success or sabotage your potential. Set 3 clear, actionable goals every morning. Clarity creates power. If you wake up without a clear plan, you'll spend the day reacting instead of leading. High achievers don't let their days unfold randomly. They design them with purpose. Every morning before diving into work, take a moment to set 3 specific, measurable goals, not vague wishes. Clear targets that move the needle. These goals create focus, eliminate distractions, and ensure that by the end of the day, you've made real progress. And the mistake most people make is overwhelming themselves with endless to-do lists. But champions understand that less is more. 3 major goals are enough to drive momentum. These aren't just tasks, they are commitments to yourself. When you define your goals first thing in the morning, you remove hesitation, you remove wasted energy, and you operate with intention. Without a plan, the day controls you. With a plan, you control the day. Attack your work with deep focus and intensity. The difference between high achievers and everyone else isn't just talent, it's how they work. Most people stay busy, jumping from task to task, distracted by notifications, reacting to emails. But true performers don't just work, they go all in. They eliminate distractions, they shut out the noise, and they create deep focus. When you sit down to work, you do it with intensity, like an athlete stepping onto the field. No mindless multitasking, no checking your phone every 5 minutes, just pure execution. The goal isn't to be busy, the goal is to make massive progress. Champions don't waste energy on things that don't matter. They attack the highest impact tasks and execute with precision. The world rewards results, not effort. You don't just show up. You show up at your absolute best, treating your work like it's your mission, because it is. Step outside, get sunlight, and recharge your energy. Your body wasn't designed to sit indoors under artificial lights all day. Sunlight is fuel. It regulates your energy, boosts serotonin, and resets your internal clock for peak performance. When you take a break, you don't just scroll through your phone. You step outside, you move, you breathe deeply, you let the sun hit your skin. This isn't wasted time, it's a performance strategy. The most successful people know that energy isn't endless, it needs to be managed. Walking in the sun isn't just about physical health, it's about mental clarity. It gives you space to think, to reset, to come back sharper and stronger. The best ideas, the biggest breakthroughs, they don't happen when you're drained. They happen when you're fully charged. Taking control of your energy isn't optional if you want to operate at the highest level. This isn't just a routine, it's the blueprint for an unstoppable life. You don't just wake up early, you wake up with purpose. You don't just exercise, you activate your power. You don't just eat breakfast, you fuel your machine. You don't just set goals, you dominate them. Champions are made in the first hour of the day. This is where you build discipline. This is where you build momentum. And momentum is what separates the extraordinary from the average. If you want to rise, if you want to create success at the highest level, if you want to own your life, then start by owning your morning. You now have the blueprint. The only question is, are you going to use it? Make the commitment, take action, and watch how your entire life transforms. This is Tony Robbins' track, and we'll see you at the top.